republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Bonnie, can we have a roll call, please?
Mrs. Cerrucci. Here. Mr. Gottman.
Here.
Dr. Kalkstein.
Here.
Mr. Lapsevich.
Here.
Mr. McIntyre.
Here.
Mr. Ritter.
Here.
Mrs. Warning. Here. Mr. Williams.
Here. Comments from residents on agenda items. Do we have anybody signed up for that?
No one signed up. We do have the hockey
Any-
group.
Anybody in the audience wish to address us on agenda items?
It's a non-agenda item. Hockey team.
No, I'm asking if there is anybody that wants that for Richard. Seeing none. We have the hockey team here this evening. We're going to address them first so they don't have to hang around for the whole meeting.
I'd like to see a game. Did they bring their equipment?
We can go get it. Thank you, school board and school personnel. I'm Sean Jesse, head coach of the high school JV/varsity hockey team. This is my ice hockey family. A couple points I want to make. Obviously, we're sporting our new jerseys, and you guys obviously approved to have it budgeted in, so we really appreciate it. I just want to make a couple points, I guess, of the history of where the hockey club has come from and why I think this was a great decision. So I'm a 1996 graduate of Gateway. I take notes too. Everything I do, I have to write down. Sorry. But 1996 graduate. I played ice hockey in high school. As long as I've been involved with the program, Gateway Hockey has been a club sport, which is primarily self-funded. So self-funding means, I'm sure you guys know what that means, that many of the costs are incurred by the club itself. Hockey has a label, use that loosely, of being expensive. Our tuition, per player tuition, is less than $1,000. It's like the cheapest around compared to any other school district around. Our fees or costs for the club per hour of ice is $300 an hour. It's pretty pricey. So I think comparatively our fees are pretty inexpensive. We try as a club to reduce the cost in every way possible to try to make it feasible for families. A big thing for us in the past has always been hand-me-down jerseys. It's been commonplace for us for 10 years, maybe more. It's almost a joke. So the coaches find it funny, the kids kind of found it funny as well. You hand a kid a hand-me-down jersey, the first thing they do is kind of look at it, and the second thing they do is smell it. And it's awkward. So we had to deal with, smelly jerseys, sweat stains, holes, tears. Sometimes they had blood on them. Believe me, I've seen it. So obviously, guys, stand up and kind of show them what we got. Turn around and show them.
Could you guys come over here in front of the camera, right here in the corner, so we can get you in the camera? Just stand right here.
Go ahead out in the center, guys.
Come over here, guys.
Right here. And then look that way.
This may be the only time we'll ever be on TV.
Oh, he's good.
So, if I could talk, like I said, our old jerseys were bad. They had numbers, but they didn't have names. As you can tell from the new ones, their name is loud and proud on the back of the jersey, which is awesome. So I just want to touch a little bit on your decision of the school board to have us approved. It helps our club. I really think it was a good one, even though I'm kind of partial to the situation for a few reasons. It gives these players pride. You can tell how they're kind of standing, chests are out. They got their names on the back of the jersey. It's a big deal, It gives them a little bit of recognition, some self-confidence. It improves professionalism and the image of the club as a whole, which is a big deal for me and I'm sure the board. And it also helps secure long-term budget of the club. We don't have a ton of money, so those are a few bullet points I wanted to point out. And most of all, I think impartially, I think you're kind of investing in your community. It sounds weird, but you know, it's much like coaching. I invest my time. You guys have chosen to invest your money, which is great. You know, and these boys here, I mean, these are our laborers, our clerks, our landscapers, deli workers. These are our volunteers in the community that go out and help, you know, clean the streets, do cleanup projects and things like that. Pizza delivery boys, golf caddies, honor students, and, you know, potentially future teachers and school board members. So I sincerely just want to thank you guys for your decision. And Mike, I don't know if you have anything to add. Thank you again.
Yeah, I'll make mine quick. I won't be quite as long as Sean. My name is Mike Calderuso. I'm the middle school hockey coach. I graduated Gateway in '93. Go ahead, boys, you can sit down. I coached Gateway football in early 2000s. So it was nice to give back. I'm glad my son followed my footsteps and went with hockey. So one thing that's long overdue, and he's not here tonight, is I'd like to thank Mr. Rocco Telly for the bus last year for us to get to Connellsville. It was in January. I wasn't sure about the weather, and I know that the ice rink down in Connellsville is in the middle of a field. And it was tough for our parents to get off. I can only fit so many kids in a van. So I talked with Mr. Telly. He told me that the candy bar fundraiser did a lot better than what they expected, and they'd be able to help us out. So I do want to thank him for that. Our boys don't get a chance, as a lot of sports teams, to take a bus on trips. And when I coach football, a lot of bonding, a lot of camaraderie when that happens. You go play the game, everything's quiet, and on the way back, you're talking about the game the whole ride back to school. They don't get that. They jump in car with mom and dad and go to the game and then come back home. So I want to thank Mr. Tully for that. I want to thank the board, and especially Mr. Lapsovich, because I've seen you at the practice on the glass, and you've seen our team out there with the jerseys that we had on.
And that's the reason I went to bat for these guys.
And I thank you for that.
You're welcome.
These boys go out every week, and yeah, we're low numbers compared to other schools. But we're a club team, I get it. We're not like the other sport team here. But we thank you for everything that we get, because I know there's other hockey club teams that get nothing from their sports. So we're very grateful for the jerseys and grateful for everything that you do for us. Thank you.
Now, no bumping, no bleeding, no scratching. Keep those jerseys.
Keep them clean, right?
Okay?
Appreciate it. Thank you.
I got something to say. Yeah, the only thing I have to say to you is, boys, wear them in pride, and good luck to you and in all the future years. Thank you.
Thank you, George.
Just real quick, I'm not a talker, but my name's Aaron Zola, and I am a resident and a '92 graduate alumni here at Gateway. I was not an honor student, but I did play hockey. But again, just to echo what the coach said, sincerely from my heart, we appreciate everything. I appreciate everything, because every dollar counts and it helps. So thank you again, appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming out, guys.
I do have to say, I'm watching a very proud mom sitting up here in red. So, good luck, guys.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, now the rest of this stuff is boring, so if you guys want to sneak out, now is your chance, right?
Now's the time.
No.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks again.
Mike.
Hey, Coach. Hey, Coach. Good luck.
Thanks. I appreciate everything you did. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Sean.
Thank you.
Section B, bills and financial reports. Mr. Schott.
Thank you, Mr. Williams. We're presenting this evening the Section B1 list of bills for the month of September 2018, and also the Section B2 monthly financial statements for the month of August 2018. And as we started doing a couple months ago, for the regular board meeting, we will have an additional run of bills to present at the regular board meeting for approval as well.
Questions or comments from Mr. Schott? Seeing none. Section C, we still have the high school stadium scoreboard table. Is The remaining table? Section D, personnel matters. Mr. Crum.
Thank you, Mr. Williams. We do have two sections this evening. We do have a personnel agenda voting for tonight. Resolved that the Gateway Board of School Directors accepts and approves the personnel agenda items 1 through 2 as listed in Section D for the study session meeting of Tuesday, September 11th. Due to a leave of absence that has come about this week, we will be recalling Diane McCabe. She is the math teacher who we furloughed at the end of the year. She started on Monday. We also, due to the enrollment numbers of our kindergarten, are recommending that we add 2 additional kindergarten classes. So we have 2 temporary teaching positions that we're asking for recommendation for, Patricia O'Donnell and Kara Jenkins. Paraprofessionals, we have 2 names listed, and under transfers, we have 1.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Motion by Mr. McIntyre, second by Mr. Grotman. Questions or comments? Seeing none, can we have a roll call vote, Barb?
Mr. Gottman,
Aye.
Dr. Kalkstein,
Aye.
Mr. Lapsevich,
Aye.
Mr. McIntyre,
Aye.
Mr. Ritter,
Aye.
Mrs. Warning, Mr. Williams,
Aye.
Mrs. Cerucci.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you. For next week, we will be presenting resignations. At this time, we have 8. We have 7 leave of absences, 13 transfers per the collective bargaining agreement. We also had a question for you, Mr. Dice. Since the transfers are governed by the collective bargaining agreements, do they have to be board approved?
I think the safe thing to do is.
Okay. We just had someone ask because we have so many that we were just trying to help save on paper. 4 for unemployment, we have a lunchroom aide, a substitute custodian, and 2 substitute food service workers. Under supplemental contracts, we have a resignation. Also, we have some sports and 6 volunteers.
Questions, comments? Seeing none, moving on. Section E, conferences and conventions.
I go back.
Question?
On supplemental contracts, none of these are action items. I just want to verify, because some of these sports have started, haven't they?
Some of them are, don't think any of these are for right now, the fall. These are the ones that are coming up. But we
Okay.
do vote again next Monday, so they would be
Okay, so
retroactive.
nothing is needed immediately on the sports.
Not to my knowledge.
Okay, that's all. Thank you.
Any other questions or comments on section D? Seeing none, section E, conferences and conventions.
Dr. Chase?
Thank you, Dr. Short. Up for review this evening, we do have one conference for one of our counselors to attend, and we also have another conference for 6 of our teachers to attend from the Foreign Language Department, the PA State Modern Language Association.
Questions or comments on section E? Seeing none, section F, administrative resolutions.
Student teachers, Dr. Rossi?
This is an action item. We have 3 student teachers as listed for approval.
So moved.
Second. Moved by Mr. Rucci, second by Mr. McIntyre. Questions or comments? Seeing none, roll call, Barney.
Dr. Kalkstein,
Aye.
Mr. Lapsevich, Mr. McIntyre, Mr. Ritter,
Aye.
Mrs. Warning, Mr. Williams,
Aye.
Mrs. Cerucci,
Aye.
Mr. Gottman.
Aye.
Motion carries. Other administrative resolutions.
Mr. Schott?
Thank you, Dr. Short. Item number 1 is the annual Eastern Area Special Schools approvals. This one being for the 18-19 budget as depicted in Exhibit A. Item number 2 is also another annual approval of the school bus drivers and monitors for the current fiscal year, and that list is depicted in Exhibit B. Item number 3 is a special services agreement with Wesley Family Services as depicted in Exhibit C. Item number 4 is approve the net change order number 2, which is a decrease in cost for the Gateway High School Stadium Wall Remediation Project to CPS Construction Group. and the net credit amount of $16,273 for the 3 deduct project items not utilized and the 2 additional project items required as depicted in Exhibit D. Please note, the district previously approved change order number 1 in June 2018 in the amount of $12,100. Thus, a net project change order credit in the amount of $4,173 has been realized by the district for the Gateway High School Stain Wall Remediation Project. The new net construction phase cost for the Gateway High School Stain Wall Remediation Project with CPS Construction Group, Inc. is $663,999, or again, $4,173 less than the original awarded bid amount of $668,172. Item number 5, approve the revised date for the 18-19 school year calendar of May 21st, 2019 is now no school, no teachers, no students due to Election Day. That's depicted in Exhibit E. And the final item is acceptance of a district grant received for the current 18-19 fiscal year. It's a STEAM grant provided through the Allegheny Intermediate Unit Number 3. Recipient was Craig Stanford and Steve Reese over at Gateway Middle School. Will go towards the building STEAM program in the amount of $16,500.
Questions or comments on section F?
If I could just bring to light, item number 5 reflects the change in the calendar as with the new collective bargaining agreement for the teachers. That day typically was an in-service day where we had 191 days of instruction. Since it went down to 190, this day would reflect a day being off for both teachers and students, which it initially was.
Any other questions or comments on section F? Seeing none, section G, resolution presented by board members.
I do apologize, there is one resolution by board members that should be in here. I don't have a paper copy, but it's on our website. It is the 122.1, the policy that's on 30-day public display. We actually can't vote on it till next week. I just realized it's not in there.
I was just trying to pull it up.
Okay, yeah, I apologize.
No, we
It's not in the
counted
paper.
today, so it would be able to be voted on next week.
Yeah, that would be the athletic and extracurricular
Yes.
activities, but the resolution that you presented last month, Mr. McIntyre, will not be on until October because it didn't have the 30-day time frame.
Which one was that?
That was the one where we added
Oh, yeah, for the transparency.
transparency policy, yes,
Okay.
on 006.
Okay.
You do have that.
Any other questions or comments on section G? Comments from residents on non-agenda items. Richard?
You sure?
Reports.
Anyone else?
We have some time.
This could be the shortest meeting ever.
Yeah?
Seriously.
Okay. Reports. We'll start with Mr. Short.
Thank you, Mr. Williams. First off, I'd like to thank everyone, students, staff, custodians, maintenance, for a wonderful start to the 2018-19 school year. Special shout out to our assistant maintenance supervisor, Dave Levichek, for managing the recent downfall of rain, which has impacted a number of our buildings with different leaks here and there. However, it has been contained. He's done an excellent job with that. That's all I have for tonight.
Thank you. Ms. Baumgart.
Nothing at this time, thank you.
Dr. Chaky.
Nothing.
Dr. Rossi.
Nothing further.
Mr. Schott.
Nothing further, thank you.
Ms. Crowe.
We still have vacancies that we are filling as far as staffing, so if you're interested, please contact our office. We are looking for paraprofessionals and also for substitute teachers and aides.
Thank you. Mr. Dice.
Nothing.
Mr. Ritter.
Sure, a couple things. There's a See You at the Pole event that's going to be held September 26th. If there are any kids out there, I'd like you to come in and tell us what the See You at the Pole event is all about. Number 2, Tim Skoog has taken a position in a neighboring school district as the lead police officer there, so congratulations to Tim. He was on our list of folks who are leaving us from the district. We also, don't we have an open house at Gateway High School, Dr. Short, coming
do.
up on September 20th,
That is correct.
2018?
Mhm.
So all are invited to come to that September 20th, right?
That is correct.
Very good. Do folks need to contact you?
No, it's open for everyone, anyone who wants to attend.
Very good. Follow-up question, can we donate some of our used materials, our old books? The question was there a vehicle for doing that? I saw on one of our reports tonight that we are going to dispose of those. So is it true that we weren't able to find an effective way to recycle those?
That is correct. A lot of the materials
Or
that we tried.
just can't be used?
Can't be used.
Very good. Okay, thank you. Next question, how does the district validate a student's residency? A question came up about some students who may or may not have been part of the school district, and I was told that there was a protocol in the past whereby someone from the district here contacted someone from the municipality, and they performed a little bit of handshake coordination, background checking, utility bills, or whatever, and that hasn't been going on. So if someone could look into that to validate that we haven't stopped doing what has been our best practice in the past, okay? Next, will the school board's committee meetings be broadcast? You mentioned last time that we were getting an upgrade on some of our cameras and we were waiting for that. What's the status of that?
I could talk to Mr. Brown.
Well,
Mike, are you back there?
We'll give him a chance to float in. Next, oh, he's already here.
Yes.
Mr. Brown.
Mr. Ritter likes putting you on the spot, Micah.
Committee meetings.
Committee meetings?
Yes.
We're hoping to broadcast with some upgraded cameras. What's the status of the order of the cameras?
Replacing them? You mean?
Well, we want to broadcast some of the committee meetings as well in order to promote transparency with everything we do here. And also some of the cameras were a bit grayish. So I know you tuned some of those.
We adjusted some of the colors, and we probably still have to tweak them a little bit, but they did get a little bit better. We're seeing some discrepancy between what's actually recorded and what's being broadcasted, which is another adjustment we have to make on our broadcast equipment at the high school. So it actually might not be the recording, i.e. these cameras, it might be the equipment at the high school that also needs adjusting.
And you'll track that down. Now, Mrs. Crump, is it true that we hired a new video coordinating person that could work with Micah to help polish our video presentations?
What you are currently asking for is not currently in that job description. It depicts the board meetings and and again, it's because you're looking at the amount of time. Now, we can add to that. It would be additional meetings and additional dollars.
Okay,
I can let you know, Mr. Ritter, that Mr. Brown and myself have met probably 2 or 3 times looking at, and I believe you're referencing a technology that I highlighted within my board report called Pixelot Technology. And this is a standalone revolutionary camera that is able to televise without operational crew, meaning
live streaming, sort of?
Live streaming, yes.
Okay.
So the idea that we have, and of course we would need to present this to the board, we plan on meeting with the Pixelot company. And the standalone camera can be placed on the press box, inside the sports complex, inside the swimming pool, or inside the auditorium to capture a multiple venue events, anything from orchestra concerts, band, football, soccer, anything live, and stream it to our constituents.
So I like what
Could be used here in this room.
It could be, yes.
I like what Trish said. All of these extra services that we're trying to provide in order to be more transparent and to feature some of the good things, they have a cost to them as well.
That is correct.
So the board has to balance.
Yes, so
those
we believe
competing-
this technology ultimately saves from having individuals there to really operate and manage a crew. So there will be cost savings. throughout the
Mr. Ritter,
district.
I checked into what he was, Dr. Short was talking about, and he showed me one of the cameras on his, and I was shocked what it could do, and also I thought it was gonna be a ton of money. They're like $5,000 only, but you don't have to man them or anything.
We'll, within our next board report, Micah, maybe you could send them that link that you sent me.
I'll provide some examples.
Yes.
Thanks very kind, Mike. I appreciate that. And Tricia, thank you. All right, next, will the major points be captured in committee meetings? I know that right now we get a skeleton recap on the committee meetings in our minutes, but I would like those to be fleshed out a bit more so that we can know what were the main points, pro, con, et cetera. Not just who attended, what the topics were, but what was talked about, so that board members are able to go back and reconstruct what the arguments were for and against, why the board in the past did what they did 5, 10 years ago, what their rationales were, so that we can have a better, so that not just this board, but all future boards can have a better feel for which direction we're headed and why, and not have to reinvent the wheel so often.
And I think that would, as I look over to Bonnie, should require her
It is
to
very difficult to
attend
take
the
great
committee
minutes.
meetings
I know.
because
Or the head, or the committee heads write up a quick
The
summary.
committee chairs wrote up a
we
summary.
we
That's
can
fine.
go that route, but
I think that's-
understand that my recommendation, sorry, Bonnie, would be to have someone, not necessarily Bonnie, if we could have someone else there to record minutes. When you have the individual there, they may miss something that would be debatable. And
Very good. Okay, are all the school board members able to effectively receive communications? Do we all have computer access, accounts, cell phones that work, so that we're able to know when there's an executive session, when a meeting is coming up, et cetera? Because those communications are important, right? So we're all able to do that?
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay. And the policy committee, I'd like, if you could, to take another look at the policy regarding service animals. I don't know that it's been looked at in a while, but if we could,
Yes,
that would be worthwhile.
We have the policy in place. Myself, Mrs. Bungard, and our council has been in conversation with what we can do or what we can't do with the
Yeah, the
policy.
field is changing a little bit. I just want the board to be able to lay a firm foundation as to what we do and what we don't do there. Okay. So I think that's about it for me. Thank you.
Thank you, John. Val?
Yes, just a special thank you to all the maintenance custodians for getting the schools up and running. They looked great when they came in. They still look good. They're keeping up after them. To our teachers, they came back, didn't miss a beat. They're learning the students daily, finding out more students are appearing in their classes. We are,
And they were excited at the opening day in
yes,
service.
they were very,
Yes.
very excited, I have to admit. Micah,
Here he comes.
He ran the other way.
Micah, at the opening, you had put up there a question of the number of tickets that you would receive. Do you recall? And who was the closest that won your prize?
There were 2 teachers at Gateway Middle School who won. The exact number, I don't recall off the top of my head.
How about close? So we know what your
It
text.
was a couple hundred. I can't remember. I want to say it was over 300.
This is your first week?
The first week, which would have included some days without students and even, I don't want to say partial days with staff, but where staff wasn't in the classroom setting up. The actual days following, ticket numbers went up from there.
Okay. I just wanted to point out that you guys really are doing everything you can to make everything work great here in the district with everything that you're faced with. But thank you, I appreciate it.
Thank
To
you.
Jesse.
And
Sean.
the ticket numbers represent what?
Pardon me?
The
Ticket numbers, the tickets are for any issues that they have, computers, emails, laptops, iPads not working, communications, back and forth, the cameras, the swipes, you name it. they
Typical
get
opening day setup
Everything.
request.
Everything. Making sure the Apple TVs are all working, just even with the open houses to make sure everything is ready to go. Tech department guys are there ready. And Micah, I know you spend most of your time here, but you guys are doing a good job. Thank you.
Just so
Appreciate
the
it.
board is aware, we meet, we have a standard meeting monthly, myself, Michael, and the whole tech department, just to kind of prepare ourselves for the upcoming events, any open-ended issues, items. So, they've done an excellent job in getting the buildings ready and prepared for first month of school.
I know even Micah was saying this is, that our scoreboard had gone down. And apparently it was wiring. And they were talking about doing wireless. And I know our first home game, Micah was up there a little bit nervous, but everything worked out fine. It all worked out. So, I mean, they're everywhere. So, they're only a phone call away. but we'd rather use tickets because then you can document everything. Thank you. Thanks, Micah, and your guys. And to our fall sports teams, congratulations on your wins, losses. We're here to support anything that you need. Good game coming up on Friday night. It's community night, which all the midgets, teams from both the Kieran and the Rev will be here, and we will be acknowledging them all. It's a great place for just to watch the parents seeing their kids someday being on that high school field. When you look back then, and I think my kids would never be there. You wish they were back now. But anyhow, with that, that's all that I have this evening.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Lapsovich.
Yes, thank you. Before Mr. Brown went on vacation, I told him we had to get our heads together. I'm on the buildings and grounds that keep the board abreast what was going on this summer, and this is what we have. Throughout the summer, we have done the standing wall project, repaved the roadway from the student parking lot to the high school entrance, the scoreboard refurnishing, and more recently added some AC units to Marstead Middle School. The stadium wall project took the entire summer to complete and came under budget of around $4,200. The wall facade material is currently on back order. We will get it installed when it arrives. The roadway paving was done before the buses started rolling, thanks to our contractor moving on to project in front of others in order to meet our deadlines. JM Paving has done other work here and has worked with us with our odd scheduling needs. The scoreboard refurbishing took a little longer to get installed and working right than expected. There was a little click that was creating a problem. OES gave us a wireless radio receiver to run it wireless. This past week we had some extreme temperatures which prompted us to add some additional cooling. To Marstead Middle School, the maintenance crew worked overtime to make it happen. We have a few projects to begin working on the next summer that will take some time to prepare. They are the refurbishing of the high school running track and replacement of the Textron dehumidification. Dehumidification system at the pool. It takes, other words, it takes the moisture out of the air. Okay, that is my report on what happened this summer. And also, you know, I'm wearing this shirt. You know, I'm a diehard patriotic man, but I'm wearing this. I like to have my moment silent with the 9/11 catastrophe that happened 13 years today. 17 years today.
17.
Can I have a moment of silence?
Yes, George.
Thank you. That's it.
Thank you, George. Dr. Kelston.
Nothing at this time.
Scottman.
Yeah, I'll try to be really quick here. One, tonight was the conclusion of Rosh Hashanah, so to the Jewish community, I just want to wish everybody Lashana Tova, Happy New Year. And just to go off what George said, I mean, I can't believe it's been 17 years since that dreadful day. And I remember being here at Gateway in class when everything happened, and I got to commend Gateway for their efforts to keep classes and the day running as smooth and as normal as possible with all the chaos going on, all the uncertainty. So I want to say thank you to the district for that. And just for everybody, just take a moment, just to remember those who we lost and those who have ran in to the uncertainty to help all those in need. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. McIntyre.
Nothing this time.
Ms. Rucci.
I don't have anything this evening, thank you.
Scotty, before you wrap up, Dr. Short, could you just give us a quick update? You were knocking on doors, trying to collect some people from the neighboring communities to come. Did we get an increase in the elementary school enrollment this time?
The elementary school enrollment, absolutely, including Marstead Middle School.
Tell me about that.
It's been an incredible, if you want to call it a rush, meaning that, you know, before the first day of school, we had set schedules, classes, a cohort of kids in kindergarten roughly equaling 250. However, over the next several weeks, we've increased that to almost 275, almost 280 students. Likewise, there's been a flow of students moving in to our buildings, neighborhoods, Monroeville and Picayune, increasing class sizes almost throughout each and every grade level. So the message is out there, we're doing some wonderful things, and parents and families are coming back.
Well, welcome to those kids and their families, and thank you for knocking on those doors. Thank you.
And with that, could I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. We're adjourned.
Okay.